Shalom, RasTafari. This is Wyndham Yadin. And as many of the I them know, we're in the Torah portion. Actually, this is Vayera, actually the 14th, what we just completed, of reading and feeding in the 13th Torah portion, Shemot, where we enter into the Hebrew book of Exodus, the movement of Jah people, right? And we wanted to touch on a series and call this series For I Brothers, and to continue to build on the teaching of His Majesty and I studies of the scripture, RasTafari in Kemet or into Kemet, to be complemented by hopefully the fulfillment of this teaching or building towards Rastafari out of Kemet. And this kind of mirrors the Hebrews and Joseph's family, as we've been studying in the Torah portions, going into or going down to Egypt in order to get a better groundation and foundation on spiritual Egypt, and even these signs and symbols, right, that we find being used in this spiritual Egypt in reality. So I want to just touch on this book right here. I touched on this in the discipleship radio broadcast, and I hope that those who did not have an opportunity get an opportunity to check it out. Hopefully there'll be that posting at Discipleship Radio, the YouTube channel, Discipleship Radio, the final O. And radio is the cipher or the 0. So if you're looking for it in the YouTube search, be sure to make that particular notice: Discipleship, one word, radio, final O, cipher, or 0, RADI, 0 or cipher. All right. I wanted to point out this particular book because I had quoted from this. This is an old book, right, that Gregory had wrote back in 1974, right? Very interesting book right here. I don't know if you all got a chance to check it out for yourself, but it's called Dick Gregory's Bible Tales, right, with commentary edited by James R. McGraw, right? Dick Gregory's Bible Tales. And I don't know if it's still in print, but I think we did look for it, and you might be able to find a copy of it. If anybody out there has like a PDF of it, please be sure to, post a copy, post a link to discipleship, to Rastafari Groundation. But you can also link us on the blog talk at Discipleship Radio. But this particular book right here, I think this is a very interesting read of this particular book, a perspective of this. Something that you would think that so-called black churches, as Dick Gregory himself says, the two strongest forces in America, is the so-called black woman and the black church. The black church and the black woman. And we all know that the so-called church, at least the black church has fallen off. And the black church has become almost like a spiritual Egypt in a sense, if you really think about it. But anyway, I wanted to point this book out, and I was, like I said, I quoted from this book. I read a particular section in this book, and let's see if we can get this right here. As you can see, some of the chapters right here, and he gives a commentary that kind of brings it up to date, these are sort of Bible stories that you would think would be taught, showing what the scripture says, and then kind of bringing out in the scriptures, the link to we so-called black peoples, and if you would read this, you really see where, I don't know if Dick Gregory, what his position on this particular subject matter is, but you can see where he has that Ethiopian Hebrew, or we can say Black Hebrew Today, State of Mind. And this book was written in 1974, published rather in 1974. And so you can see right here, this is some on Genesis right here in the Old Testament. Let's see if we can just show you, bringing it forward. I think it was this section, number 10 is what we read, what we shared. Up the river and into a foster home, Exodus 1, verse 8 to Exodus 2:10. Talking bush, right? Hot stuff, Exodus chapters 2 to 4. Let my people go. Very, very interesting chapter there. Maybe I'll do a vid. I'll just read it so one can at least get a hearing of it. Exodus chapters 5 to 15. See the Hebrew people run. See the Egyptians follow. See the Red Sea. See Pharaoh, see red. That also is a good chapter right there. That's a good read right there. Some very profound reasoning and the story, you know, because it's our story. The Bible is our story. It remains true even to today, to this day. And it's kind of shocking and it seems even more real. And it is more real in this day and time than it was 41 years ago in 1974. What a year. And the 14th chapter is the new morality. Exodus chapters 19 to 20 and 32 to 34. Right. And so also some other areas right here, New Testament reading. I think this will make a very good reference, for those who are interested in even teaching the children. Right. It's very real. I mean, you know, brother, Elder, or they call him Baba, you know what I mean? Baba Dick Gregory and Elder, Dick Gregory, you already know. And this is, I think a rare treasure, right? A rare treasure that needs to be brought once again on the radar, on I radar, especially in this particular day and time where we have our own, Pharaoh and our own long overdue Exodus. All right. 40 years later, it's about time. Shalom, RasTafari. This is Ras Adonis Tafari of the Lion of the Tribe of Judah Society. Shalom.